Hi, I'm Chris from familiarise, and today I'm with Phil Dale, our professional driving coach.
Hello.
This video is designed to familiarise yourself with people movers, and today we're using the most popular version of that vehicle, the Kia Carnival. This video is not designed to replace one-on-one driver coaching. Instead, it's designed to support and supplement your organisation's induction program. At the end of these sessions, we hope you'll feel less stressed, more comfortable, and hopefully less likely to be involved in an incident. It's a long vehicle and it's got a long wheelbase to match. The height is 1.77 metres and it should fit in most car parks. It's got a fairly low ground clearance, so we'll need to be mindful when we're going over speed humps or on rough roads. There's a fair bit of overhang between the rear wheel and the end of the bumper bar, so we need to be mindful when we're reversing and also turning out that this part might swing out and hit an object. If we go to the front of the vehicle and around to the driver's side, so here's the driver's seating position, and you can see that there's quite a bit of front overhang, which you'll also need to be mindful, as it's quite difficult to see this part of the car when you're exiting or entering a car park. There's also a number of blind spots, like these large front pillars, and also at the back of the car. And you'll need to familiarise these before you start putting passengers in and driving the vehicle.
So, before we drive, we need to do our pre-start safety check. We need to do that so make sure that the vehicle's safe to go on the road. So let's have a look at what we need to do. So the first thing is have a look down under the vehicle. We're looking for any kind of fluid leak, which could be oil or water or some kind of brake fluid. Next thing, as we walk along, we need to check the tyre. So we need to check the tyres, the whole 4 tyres around the vehicle. Let's check the tyre for inflation, plenty of tread and no damage to the wheel. Let's walk around the vehicle. As we come to the vehicle, we can see our indicators on here. The glass is clean, the mirror's clean, there's no damage to the vehicle, fuel cap's closed. Tyre pressure's okay, there's plenty of tread, good tyre. We come around to the back of the vehicle and we're going to check the lights. We can see that our indicators are working and our lights are on. Up here, we're just going to make sure that the camera lens is clean, so we've got good view out of the rear of the vehicle. Let's move along to the rear right tyre. Again, good inflation, good tread. These wheels are quite new. Tyres and wheels. No damage to the vehicle. The windscreen or the window glass is clean. Mirror's clean. Again, got our indicator working. Our front right tyre, again, good inflation, good tyre. Wheel nuts, everything's good. Front windscreen, it's clean. No cracks, splits. Cameras are all clean on the top. Around to the front. Yep, the lights are all working okay. Everything looks intact there. Just remember, if we find something wrong with the vehicle, we need to make sure that we report it. And report and record it to your supervisor and put it into your defect log. Now that we've completed our outside checks of the vehicle, we're going to complete our inside checks. So our inside checks will start at the front of the vehicle and just have a look around to make sure there's no loose items anywhere in the cabin that's going to affect the vehicle when driving. Let's just check the seat belts, make sure that they're okay. Clips in okay. Yep, no frays in it. Retracts quite well. Everything else looks good in the cabin, in the front cabin. So we come to the rear of the cabin. We can hold 6 passengers in the back of this vehicle, and you can see there's a seat for everybody in this vehicle. Again, we need to check the seat belts to make sure that they retract quite well, they clip in, and there's no fray. Each of these seats move individually with a handle on the front of the seat, which will slide it forward and backwards. There's also a handle on the side which tilts the seat forward or right down and back. There's also a lever on the side which pulls the seat forward and tilts forward so we can climb into the back. I'm going to climb in the back here, and we're going to have a look in the back to check to make sure that our seat belts are okay. So we've got our seat belts here, it clips in okay, it's all in good condition. Same as this one over this side, clips in, it's no frays, good condition. We also have a middle one that comes down and retracts in. All the seats have head restraints. The head restraints must be in each seat. So you can see they slide down and up. Don't use the seat if there are no head restraints in the vehicle. I'm just moving back. I'll move the seat backwards. Just check these other ones to make sure that they're all okay. Yep, that looks good. All clip in. Okay, so what we also need to do is just check the vehicle, especially along the floor, to make sure that there's no objects on the ground. Could be a fire extinguisher not mounted correctly in the car. Could be another object, which could be a missile in the back of the vehicle. Okay, we're going to move to the back of the vehicle. So to lift the back, there's a little button under here. We just press the little button, unclips it, bring it up nice and easy. As you can see here, we've got the seat instructions, which tell you everything you need to know how to fold down the seats. We look in the back here, make sure that there's no loose items around, which could become missiles in the event of harsh braking or crash. If you find any defects or any items broken or missing in the vehicle, please report it to your supervisor and log it in the defect log.
One potential trap for new drivers and even experienced ones is that these vehicles are available with 2 different engine options. One's a petrol and one's a diesel. Now you need to make sure which one you've got, particularly before you go and try and fill it up at the service station. So putting the wrong fuel in, particularly if you put petrol into a diesel engined vehicle, can destroy the engine. Can even total loss the vehicle, and we don't want that to happen. Now we're really lucky, someone's already put a diesel fuel only decal or sticker on this car, and if your vehicle hasn't got one of those, talk to your supervisor or fleet person and arrange for all your vehicles to be correctly identified for what fuel they take. If we open the filler door up, on this vehicle, on the filler cap, it also says the word diesel, so that's another thing that can help prevent it. But what else have we got, Phil? Is there something else that we can do to help prevent this from happening?
Yeah, there's a restrictor, and this restrictor screws into the fuel neck, like so, which actually only allows for the diesel fuel to go into the vehicle, which stops any wrong use of
That's
fuel.
awesome. And these restrictor caps, they're less than $100. They're available from most spare parts stores, and probably the cheapest form of insurance for this type of claim that you're going to get. Hey Phil, we're right to go?
Yeah. Okay. Are you right to go?
Yeah, I'll make the seatbelt on.
Before we go, let's just have a look at our seating position. Show us how you normally drive.
Like that. Hands like that, and foot flat on the floor.
Oh, okay. Is it okay if I push you?
Sure. Whoa, okay.
What happened then?
The steering wheel moved to the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I moved around a lot.
Yeah. Would you like to see another way that you can set up for
sure.
driving?
Sure.
Okay. We'll get you to put your hands at 10 and 2 on the wheel. And down here, there's a footrest. Can you put your foot on that?
Yep, got it.
Okay. Right, I'm going to push you again. How's that?
Didn't move at all. Much more stable. Feels much more firmer in the seat.
Yeah. There's a lot of benefits to using the footrest and your hands at 10 and 2. The main thing is it's the stability. Gives you better steering inputs when you're driving, and it supports your posture of your body, which helps us to drive safer.
Great. Give it a go. When parking in an environment such as a shopping centre, like this scenario, it's not recommended to enter the parking spot in a forward-moving direction. Due to the long wheelbase of the vehicle, as you can see, it's quite challenging, even with a wide swing, to get the vehicle safely into the parking spot. Front cameras and parking sensors only appear standard on the top version and not the typical fleet model as seen here. So once again, the blind spot where it's difficult to see the front bumper bar placement and the long wheelbase makes it difficult for the driver and very hazardous when parking. In this example too, the blind spot and lack of cameras and sensors make it very dangerous for the driver to enter the car park in a forward direction, again, even with a wide swing. You can see the driver attempting reversing out of that type shopping centre car park, and because of the blind spot and the large overhang between the driver's seating position and the front bumper bar, it's quite a stressful task, and this is with the vehicle on full lock at some points. Quite a challenge, and we wouldn't recommend that. We have a similar example, and again, that blind spot and that overhang becomes quite a challenge when attempting to reverse. You can see how close we get to the vehicle parked next to us. Typically it's safer to exit a parking spot in a forward direction, so consider this when selecting your parking spot, and where possible pick a drive-through type situation like this one. Because this driver thought ahead, you're now going to have a much safer and easier exit. Always try and exit in a forward direction. Yeah, so this vehicle is so long, and these cameras aren't really well calibrated. You have to turn in quite early when you're reversing, which is going further than what the lines are saying, to even get close to being in. So I'm still heading a bit towards there. Now I've got to say, I've had a couple of attempts at getting used to this, and it's still quite intimidating. And the same when you're exiting the spot. You've got to keep an eye on those bollards, drive a fair way out, and then do a nice hard full lock to get out squarely without coming near that pole. Yes, it is easier to drive forward in at a situation like this, but it does create a more risky and hazardous situation when needing to reverse to exit, as this footage is about to show. How many hazards can you see? Such as the bushes, trees, an obstructed footpath, parked cars on both sides of the road, and approaching traffic from either direction. It's not going to be easy. The chances of crashing in this situation are much higher. But what else can we do? Here's the same situation, but this time our driver chooses to reverse into the driveway. Unlike the previous reverse out exit, the approaching vehicles need to stop and allow our vehicle to park so as to clear their forward travel. Now, when we exit in a forward direction, the safer way, our driver has a much better view of any footpath traffic, can more easily see any approaching traffic, and has reduced their chances of crashing. So Phil, we're out in the traffic. What's some of the things that we can do to reduce the most common types of crashes, like hit rear crashes, for example?
So we need to maintain a good crash avoidance space if we want to keep safe while we're on the road. One way we can do that is to keep the space as like the space I've got in front of us now. You can see everybody else is all bunched up, where I've got plenty of space, plenty of room to see vehicles pulling out, and plenty of room to stop. I've also got plenty of room to buffer the vehicle in behind me, which is travelling at quite a fast speed. So what we need to do is we need to be able to measure that crash avoidance space. And what we can do is we can pick a sign or a line on the road. I'm going to use the line on the road when the silver car goes over it. 1001, 1002. Yep, that was about 2 seconds of crash avoidance space, which is correct for 60 kilometers an hour. The other thing we can do is keep 5 seconds of situational awareness. So we can see ahead that we've got a car turning right, we've got one coming out of a driveway, blue van, we've got one going in, we've got some more turning right, we've got a roundabout ahead. All these cues help us to maintain a safe situational awareness and maintain our crash avoidance space.
What to do if you're involved in an incident. Your organisation may already have procedures for this. So if they do, refer to those. If you have any questions, talk to your supervisor. If you are involved in an incident, one of the first things you need to do is stop and check that everyone's safe and free from injury. If anyone is injured, call an ambulance on 000. Call police if the incident is severe or the other party has left the scene without providing their details. Photos, photos, photos. I can't stress how important they are of the scene, of any damage to your vehicle, damage to their vehicle, damage to other people's property. Take lots of photos and try and get their registration number in the shot. We'll need the other party's details, like their name, address, contact number, license number, and the rego of the vehicle. If it's safe to do so, take a photo of their driver's license. That's got just about everything we need. And provide that information to your supervisor, whoever looks after your fleet claims. Whenever you need to operate a vehicle that differs greatly from the one you usually drive, take the time to familiarise yourself first. Don't wait until you have clients or passengers on board. Consider the things we've talked about through these sessions, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Speak to your supervisor and your experienced colleagues. Be kind to yourself. Most of all, be safe out there.